Welcome back to the Pieces Here podcast, friends and peace scholars. I'm Avis Kalfsbeck, and I'm so happy to bring back the feisty early article wit of reporter Kitty Ocampos to help me introduce my new book, Poof. We'll be back to the Peace Words Peace classes on July 1st, and it's a great time to catch up on the classes we just finished. They start at episode 200. Kitty is a fictional character we heard from last summer. I've decided to do these satirical episodes all June because it's National Gun Violence Awareness Month. You can get more info about how to support these gun reduction efforts at wearorange.org, which is also in the show notes. I always knew guns would be a book topic when I started the Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series. If you're new to my work, these aren't kids' books. They're books for people who realize this planet won't save itself. You can find Bulletproof at your favorite bookstore or for free during the month of June at aviskalfsbeck.com/bullet-poof. That's Poof. Here is one of the dedications of my new book, Bulletproof. For my uncle and father, who in the late 1960s started a company to lock gun barrels. At a conference in Montreal in 1970, they displayed a large poster of my 3-year-old brother and cousin with the words, "Protect your loved ones." In 1990, Americans owned an estimated 90 to 100 million firearms, largely tied to hunting culture. By 2025, civilian-owned firearms have risen to nearly 400 million, even as fewer households own guns overall. I hope you'll pick up the book and maybe even forward the book link to a friend. aviskalfsbeck.com/bullet-poof. Together we can work toward a world without guns. And now here's Kitty. Well, hey there, friends and neighbors. Kitty Ocampos here, coming to you live from the Spokeasy Community Forge and Makerspace. The organic lemon balm tea is steaming hot on the counter. The workbench is clear, and tearing up the stage tonight is a local punk band called Static Fiction. They're launching into an absolute ripper called You Can't Outrun Your Own Paranoia. I am just looking out across the floor right now, and my heart is warm. We've got 2 neighbors over at the communal oil bath patiently cleaning out the ball bearings of a vintage commuter hub, laughing and sharing a thermos of coffee. And it gives me so much joy to report once again, no one here is holding a gosh darn gun. But friends, I do have to step away from the workbench to bring you a truly bizarre update from the local neighborhood wire. We have an active bulletproof bulletin coming straight from the front lines of weekend suburban youth sports. Word has it that a local parent over at the community fields completely lost the plot during Saturday morning soccer practice. According to witnesses on the sidelines, this individual has spent so much time consuming tactical lifestyle marketing that they began adopting the rigid clinical language of an elite military operator to manage a standard playground routine. During a minor sandbox dispute over a plastic dump truck, the parent reportedly stepped in, tapped an invisible earpiece, and declared a, quote, perimeter compromise in sector sandbox. Then they proceeded to direct the 6-year-olds using tactical hand signals before initiating a, quote, orderly extraction sequence, unquote. When it came time for intermission, instead of just handing out snacks, the parent announced a high-capacity tactical deployment of organic apple juice boxes, instructing the children to maintain optimal spacing and 360-degree awareness while consuming their treats. That's my dog Teo scratching in the background. The bulletin hits home because the other parents were left completely bewildered, wondering why a beautiful Saturday morning with kids now requires the same operational terminology as a special forces deployment. It turns out that when you let corporate fearmongering dictate your vocabulary, you stop seeing a park full of neighbors and start seeing a hostile theater of operations. Oh, it is a strange and heavy way to live, isn't it? They want us to believe that ordinary civilian life is a constant looming threat just so they can sell us an aggressive identity. They prey on the desire to protect our families, trading the simple joy of a neighborhood game for a manufactured armor that keeps everyone isolated and afraid of their own shadow. This is National Gun Violence Awareness Month, and here at the Forge, we're talking about what happens when we stop investing in the profit of pain and start building community. This series is inspired by Poof, the new novella by Avis Kalfsbeck. It's about a town that decides to turn their guns into bicycles. Turns out, the bravest thing you can do is put down the armor and pick up a hex wrench. Thanks for hanging out at the Spokeasy tonight, friends. Keep your wheels rolling true out there. Listen for the peace.
Blueprints are drawn in the high corporate tower, a taxonomy built to monetize power. They weaponize panic, they catalog dread, and trade on the spaces where we walk instead. But the grease is on our hands, the furnace is bright. We're rewriting the future in the shop floor light. So melt down the armor, dismantle the fear. The blueprint is breaking, the village is here. We're trading the silence for a tandem wheel. With a hammer and a wrench, we turn the steel. They wrap up the stress in a tactical vest and sell a subscription to a concrete nest. But the sidewalk is wide and the driveway is clear, and true solidarity's conquering fear. Leave the compliance to the suit on the phone. We're building a neighborhood out of our own. So melt down the armor, dismantle the fear. The blueprint is breaking, the village is here. We're trading the silence for a tandem wheel. With a hammer and a wrench, we turn the steel. The gears are engaging. The chain is in place. A beautiful friction in a communal space. No individual fortress is built on retail, just regular people where the markets fail. The bravest rebellion is a door open wide with a bell on the bar and the yard.